Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Welcome to Gaming News and Trailers for June 25th. This is actually going to be the first one that we've done post Summer Game Fest. But yeah, I've got a few stories and a few trailers for us to check out. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I know a lot of people are fans of From Software. And so Miyazuki was out there doing an interview, and he talked about a few things. One, Elden Ring will receive more updates, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what that is. He did say that there is an unannounced project at From Software that is in the final stages of development, and that he intends to continue to focus on directing games and is already working on his next project as well. So just kind of a little update from the developers over there at From Software. So it's good to see that they're working on some new stuff, maybe another game for next year, and yeah, we'll see what Elden Ring brings us. A couple other quick little stories. Looks like EA is probably gonna have an event, maybe their own little showcase in July, and as part of that, they are going to show off Skate 4 for the first time. This was actually announced, I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago, that they were actually doing this, so it'll be interesting to see exactly what they're going to do with that game. And I want to say like the original developers, if I'm remembering that announcement from a couple years ago, like the original developers are doing that, which is pretty cool. There was also a Plague's Tale event a couple days ago, and as part of that, they announced the release date, which is October 18th, and they also released like 15 minutes of gameplay, if anybody wants to go out there and see some more Plague Tale Requiem. The first Plague Tale I've never played, but I will most likely be playing the first one before this one comes out. This one's also going to be on Game Pass, so there's no reason not to give it a shot. But I know the first game is pretty highly regarded. Elise, who has been on the channel before, it was her game of the year that it came out. So I'm definitely curious to check that game out and see what it's all about. Next up, let's go ahead and jump into trailers. We've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trailers. So let's get those fired up. Trailer for this first game. This is a game that I want to say we saw at E3 last year, and it looked really interesting, and so I wishlisted it. And so this is the full release announcement trailer for this game. So let's check it out. Might help if I rewind it. But yeah, it's kind of like you're building forces, and then you have your forces go against other forces kind of deal. Yeah, it's definitely got an art style that's kind of similar to like Vampire Survivors. Yeah, no date yet, but I don't know. That game looks like it could be good. So yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that one. All right, next up, there was actually a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 event that happened. So basically, over the last like few days, there was a Xenoblade event, there was a Final Fantasy event, and then there was the Plague Tale event. So I'll be essentially covering all of that here in this video. So yes, we have the teaser trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Let's check it out. I've never played this series. I know the buzz on the internet about this was pretty good.
You were all talk when you left here, but you've nothing to show for it, D.
Oh, spare me, P.
We should have sallied forth in the first place.
Surely the turn is mine.
I believe it's my turn next.
Honestly, you make more noise than the rabble at a feast. Even if you did stop its raging flow, it will soon burst through. Well then, let us see how far the flow brings them this time.
I don't know if all these games are connected, or if they're more like Final Fantasy and they're all like disconnected.
10 years. We call them terms. Life begins with our first term and ends at the close of our 10th.
Victory!
And over the course of those 10 years, we fight continually.
What kind of pep talk is that? Of course we're gonna survive. I've thought about this a lot. About what I can achieve. What I'll leave behind.
Then I think of tomorrow and the tremors are back. Will I see the same faces when I wake? Will I even be around to see them?
Get ready.
Now, the enemy is before you. Chase them to the ends of the world.
Unchecked, Ouroboros will lead
I
this world
think
to
this is an
ruins. You
action
must be
game and not a
erased.
JRPG.
These soldiers will nourish me, and we can always grow plenty more.
Stop toying with everyone's lives!
You gave us a choice. The choice not to fight. And you made it true.
That mark there. Late 10th term, eh? 3 months left. That about right?
3 more months. And then I'll be gone from this world.
How many of you are getting made an example of on Hope's Rest this time? The lost numbers are attacking!
We have good reason to meet with them. To bring peace. And to set the world to rights.
I guess one thing that's interesting about this is the fact that it's more of a sci-fi than a like medieval
Now I want to live.
sort of anime setting.
And learn. So don't give up yet. This'll buy you some extra time. Use it. Stop this! I don't want any of your time.
If the world holds our lives back, I will end it!
These are our lives here! They're not some toys you can just play with!
It is fate. Many have tried. But none have ever managed to escape its flow.
Okay. I don't know. That's one of those trailers where I feel like I've watched it and I have no idea what's going on. All right, next up, this will be interesting. At the Xbox conference, there was a new game announced by Obsidian. And I think the type of game that got announced surprised everybody. And so this is actually a 3-minute behind-the-scenes video of this new Obsidian game. Let's check it out. I think it's called Parliament.
Pentiment is a narrative adventure game set in 16th century Bavaria, which is part of the Holy Roman Empire. You play a character named Andreas Mahler, who is an artist working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved in a series of murders and scandals and tries to unravel them over a period of about 25 years.
It's just when you think of Obsidian, you don't think of games like this.
The name Pentiment, it is specifically referring to paintings in which there's an older painting underneath the painting that you see on the top. And if you scrape away the top layer, you see what was left behind. This has a bunch of significance. Obviously, you're playing a painter, but also it has a lot of significance to the idea of history kind of being covered and uncovered over time. When I saw narrative-driven games with really distinctive art styles, I was inspired to make a historical game that focused on the unique art style of the early modern period that was really driven by the relationships between characters and the stories that played out over time. Hannah Kennedy was really integral to defining the art style of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern woodcuts.
Yeah, so there's a lot of major points to solve and kind of marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the feel of the source material that we were referencing as far as the narrative, but also thinking about the types of games that were like what we imagined we wanted as far as a gameplay experience.
From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to portray a community that changed over time, which meant that characters are changing over time. That's really the focus of everything. The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old and we designed one to be a 4-year-old and then they're getting married and then I felt a weird like emotional reaction to that because I'm like, oh, baby's all grown up.
Interesting.
I think the 16th century has always been really interesting to me because it was a time of such social upheaval in Europe. I think when we look at social change in the past, it seems like it's a thing that always happens outside of our time. But right now, I think we're maybe more aware than ever that social change is happening constantly, and people are always struggling with it. It's always a difficult process. And so I hope that by looking at people from the past, we can see that even though the setting might be different and the specific issues might be different, ultimately, we always struggle with social change.
Yeah, it's like an indie-style game from a AAA studio. It's really interesting. That'll probably be on Game Pass Day 1. Well, let's go from one behind-the-scenes video to another. And you guys know that I like when they do behind-the-scenes videos on like sound design and music and stuff like that. So here is a behind-the-scenes music for Cuphead, the delicious last course. A game that has incredible music. Because most of the music in this game is big band music. Nice. There weren't any vocals in most of the songs in Cuphead, you had like king dice, but now most of it was like no vocals. Yeah, Cuphead is such a unique game. 30th, 5 days from now. Look at that. All right, shifting gears, we have the launch trailer for Fire Emblem 3 Warriors. Let's check it out.
Brave warriors of Adrestia, the time has come to demonstrate the Empire's valor.
We strike at the Imperial Army today.
All right, Dimitri,
Party's
settle
already
down.
starting, huh? We have to figure out exactly where we stand in this war. Who knew the Ashen Demon had that kind of strength? I can't believe one fighter could turn the tide of an entire battle like that.
We'll claim victory over that monster together.
Have to keep fighting.
Oh, they have like
Dying is
different
without
names now?
productivity. Have you ever read any chivalric romance?
Oh, wait, are they still doing the romance stuff? Okay.
I think they're a fascinating group of people myself, but what do you make of them?
Let's link up. Are you ready?
I need to look and see what the reviews are for this.
Try to keep up. Back at you.
The problem is I never streamed the first game,
Best way to honor my
so I feel like if I were to stream this one, you guys would be lost. I could stream the first one, but it's like an 80-some-hour
Power
game.
itself is neutral. The good or evil comes from the one who wields it.
One day that sword might overtake me, and I'll turn into a monster. Not so fast, you two.
Defeating the Ashen Demon. Everything
Yeah, some of these
starts
characters
from
are
there.
new.
My dear partner in destiny. Like it's something we're meant to do.
I'll let my sword do the talking when I cut the Ashen Demon down.
Available now. I don't need to play your demo. I just want to know if it's any good. All right, next up, we have a gameplay trailer for Exoprimal. This is a game that was also shown off at E3 last year. And I think when it came out, a lot of people were like, wait, this is just the next Dino Crisis. And they were like, no, it's not. It's something different. This is the game that's like Anthem.
I am the artificial intelligence, Leviathan. Your personnel data indicates you are a suitable specimen to join an ongoing experiment. Under my supervision, Ibius Corp conducts its most important research here. Welcome to Bikitoa Island. You have been selected for a live combat test. The first team to complete their assignment wins. My archives encompass exhaustive records of
Way too many
history.
dinosaurs there.
These annals are riddled with errors and institutional bias. Your species is susceptible to mass delusion. Fascinating. Humans dread the other. You seek to evolve, yet you do not want to change. You tear down curtains, yet fear revelations. Even when what is revealed is of your own creation. Combat data is required to develop the exosuit. At IBIS, we're always reaching for better. Always. Humanity resists quantification, an interesting variable. Within your behavior lies the answer. What is variable shall become fixed. Humans, fight and die.
Yeah, Linewalker in chat says, is this what the next Jurassic World movie is going to be? Yeah, Sam
Carnage
Neill
module online.
and Chris Pratt, they're going to jump in mech suits and fight the raptors.
Unstoppable raptor horde. Calculating chance of employee retention. Chance calculated at 8.7%. You must fight harder than ever if you wish to survive.
See, this is a game that looks kind of weird,
Experiment is called for. You will now witness
but I bet you it's probably a bunch of fun. Goldblum's going to be the AI. Yeah, Goldblum gets like severely injured, and he says, yeah, transfer my mind into the computer, and I'll be your AI. And he's like, sure, 100%. I'll do it. All right, final two trailers. As I mentioned, there was a Final Fantasy event, so these final two trailers were part of that event. You guys might also remember that you had the Final Fantasy VII remake that came out, 2 or 3 years ago? And so people have been waiting on news from that. And so we'll see what these next two trailers have. So here... Actually, no, I'll do this one first. Okay. So here we go.
What we've done, that's set in stone. The past is forever. But the future, even if it has been written, can be changed. So focus on the future, not the past.
He wants to finish what he started. He wants to reclaim his birthright and rule over the planet with Genova at his side. I saw you lying there. I figured it was too late.
Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
You were here with me 5 years ago. Where are you? What happened to you?
I'm trying so hard to find you.
Sorry. Feel like I failed you.
They're not looking so good. So, part 2 is going to be called Rebirth. There it is. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. All right. And then, and I think this was a new announcement, they then showed off this.
Boy, oh boy. The price of freedom is steep.
Zach speaking.
Making progress, Zach?
And Gio. I can cut loose, right?
Within reason.
It's showtime.
Soldier First Class Genesis. A month ago, he went missing during a mission in Wutai.
You know, I've never actually seen you use that. Don't you think it's sort of a waste?
Use brings about wear, tear, and rust, and that's a real waste. Project G gave birth to the man we know as Genesis.
Project G.
Project Genesis.
Settle down, Zack the puppy. What do you know? Shit, we're lapdogs!
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Heaven?
Not quite.
It's just
It's a
me,
church.
Aerith.
By the way, what is your dream? To become first? Is it?
No, to become a hero.
Ah, good. Unattainable dreams are the best kind.
Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens, protect your honor.
Add soldier! Come and get it!
Crisis Core. Reunion. This winter. Oh, there we go. Too many games coming out, chat. Too many games. There you go. For those who are watching on YouTube, that'll go ahead and do it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.